So, I was just going to do a quick thrift fit where I took a dress and made it better, but maybe I'm going to flip it entirely. I think I should turn this into a jacket. Hello, it's Icy. That's right. In the previous video, you will have seen me try on this dress, or what remains of this dress, and then change my mind about just making it look better and thinking, oh, actually, I'm going to turn this into something really cool. So what I have is the skirt of a very nice dress, literally never worn, still have the tags on it, and I've cut the top off, as you can see. So this is a quite decent sized A-line skirt. I probably have, I don't know, the equivalent of like 1.5 meters of fabric in 5 panels of A-line. And I looked at this and thought, oh no, I can do something better with this. So I rather like a nice drapey jacket. In fact, not just rather like, I love a nice drapey jacket. And when I sort of stuck it over myself like this, I went, oh no, I really know what I'm going to make. So I think the vibe is something like this. Now, do I have a pattern? No, of course not. Can I make a pattern? Absolutely. Hello, have you watched this channel? So I'm going to take this fabric, somehow, whether I pick it into sections and then resew it, or we just cut it out whole of cloth on the, you know, the swoop of the actual stuff. I don't know yet. So I do actually really like jackets of that style, and I have 2 that I'm actually going to use to create a pattern to turn that into something. So the first one is this cotton drill jacket that I got quite a while ago. Almost all of my clothing. The answer is, how long have you had that for, Icy? And the answer is quite a while. So this one's probably about 6 or 7 years old, probably. I try to get things, well, I get things that I like, and usually that means that they just last. They're not really of a style of a period, and they're almost always black, so they just blend. Anyway, so this is a denim jacket. It's very simple. It's just quite boxy. It was more boxy when I bought it. I've just kind of put a couple of notches in the back to actually sort of bring the waistband in so it doesn't sort of sit, almost swing, because that wasn't flattering. 3/4 length sleeves, buttons, though they're not true buttons, they're just sort of a decorative kind of thing. Just a standard collar, can button through the middle, though honestly the most I ever do is do the bottom button up. Does have kind of like patch pockets, which are awkward and not overly useful, but in a pinch I have put a mobile phone in there. So that's the first one. So not much shape to the arms, a little bit of shape to the arms, not much, just a standard, you know, kind of off the tip of the shoulder size, and it's got like a cross back panel. So that's one. And this one, it's more for the width of the body and the shape of the waistband. This is what we're going for with that particular jacket. Now the other one, and I am realizing I should have put a non-black shirt on to record this video, so the contrast between the black thing I put on to show you and the black thing I'm wearing is different, but anyway, too late now. Okay, so this one is a woolen, and it's really just almost, it's not a cardigan. It's not really, I mean, I guess it's a jacket, but it has no closing. It's more like a shrug with sleeves, or more like a scarf with sleeves, I guess. So this one is even older. This one's probably closer to 12 years old, that kind of time frame. So, and this was a very nice one as well. I think I paid full price, maybe just a small sale for this one, but this is a real one. Okay, so can we even see? Oh my gosh, probably not. So this one has raglan sleeves that start here and then swoop down across and underneath. The sleeve is a single piece with basically a dart sewn from the top of the shoulder to the neck, just to kind of like close off the top of the sleeve to make it a better kind of, you know, arm shape. It's literally just very tall collar, which I love. And the collar is basically the front section comes into the collar and then wraps around, and there's a seam at the back of the neck. And yes, this is the plan for the pattern. I will be doing that because I really like the way it looks. So this one is long, this one's longer. This one sits to the, in fact you can't see it, it sits just at the top of the hips, just under where the camera is hitting. It does have pockets, and the front panels are quite long. So this one does actually sit like long in the front. So yeah, it's almost more like a scarf wrap vibe with some sleeves cut into it as well. So the plan, I think in general, this is more of what the style is. The other one is more for the sizing, and this is one's for the style. So we keep the high collar. In fact, I might even make it bigger. I think fit-wise, actually think I need to make the neckline a little smaller. It sits sort of to here as opposed to on the neck, which I think would be a slightly more flattering fit, which might mean I need to add a little bit of width across the back. This is a size 10 Australian as opposed to my actual size, which is like a 14, because it would have been, I mean, considering this is still very loose, I think a bigger size would have been wrong. But yeah, that's not my normal size, which might be why it's just, maybe it just needs a little more across the back, just for that. Like, it's completely loose and stretchy. It's not really a problem, but you know, we can fix fit as we go. Now, if I fold this up so it actually sits on my waist, what that means is I need to get rid of a large triangle's worth of fabric across the bottom in a pattern. We're not actually cutting this jacket. I quite like this jacket exactly how it is. And then I think what I want to do is just have 2 buttons at the sides on the waistband to hold it shut. Fastening, we might leave, we're going to probably leave final decisions on how the fastening goes when I've actually assembled something and put it on and then make decisions. But, you know, I can kind of see what things will probably be okay as and plan in advance. Now, here as well, we're going to take out some of this extra. So probably that'll get to here. And also additionally, I think I'll probably take this angle from the top and actually take it higher as well. So what that will mean is it's not actually planning to sort of wrap it or have any fastening up here. Probably not, we'll see. So what that'll mean is it's just more fabric sitting in a stronger triangle when it's buttoned. The sleeve style and stuff I quite like. I think I might probably put cuffs on like the other jacket as well. And I think the length of this one here is just a teeny bit too short. So this length plus cuffs will probably take it to the right length. And I am planning to have a distinctive sewn waistband around the back and probably leaving the volume, rather than sort of making it fitted across the back here, I'll leave it sort of bulky and actually have a waistband. And I'm actually thinking about making that waistband adjustable. So if it's loose, I can actually have almost like a full swing jacket style, and then having it so the buttons are actually functional, because on the back of this one, there were buttons here originally, and I've just folded it over and then sewn it down so that it's more flattering. But if I actually had a button here that you could actually fasten that over and then change the shape of the jacket at the back, I think that would be really cool. I think that could be an option. So neck finishing, probably just, I won't have enough fabric to make like a fully interfaced sort of double layered sort of finishing around the neck. So it's just going to be like a hem. So I will just need to make sure that I do the hem in a really neat way. This jacket is weird in that all it is, which is rough considering this is a real brand, it's just been overlocked and turned over and then sewn down. You can't see that because it's, you know, really matte dark wool, but hello? Is that a real finishing method? I don't think so. The insides and all the seams, they've all been, in this one, they've all been bound, which I will do for this jacket, and or I'll just fell them down. And I think I'm going for a slightly more casual denim jeans vibe. So felling down is probably a good option as opposed to, you know, this kind of finishing. And I could, now that I say that, I could possibly use like black thread and like really go for a denim look. I don't know if I have thread this. I have many purple kinds of thread. I don't know if I have thread this color. Buttons, I probably won't reuse the brass buttons that are on the original dress. I will probably look in my stash and find some other option. I won't buy anything. That's the whole point of these projects, is don't buy stuff. We just work off what we've already got. So yeah, sorry. I'm trying to find the buttons so I can show you. Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. They're quite nice. They're like quite, I think also they're too small for the vibe I'm after. So, but I have all sorts of bits and pieces and buttons, and ultimately I think I would need like 6. Yeah, so two for the back, 2 for the front for the fastening, 2 for the sleeves. So that's not like a huge amount. I should have more than enough of that. So that's the plan. I'm very excited. Each year I make 1 or 2 or 3 new pieces of clothing to wear to PAX Australia, because that's the only time I ever go anywhere where I need to dress fancy at the moment, when I go to Melbourne. So I suspect this will be one of the pieces that I take with me, because a nice contrasty, casual yet fancy, yet I can still shove it inside a bag jacket is perfect. So the first step is, I think, to actually formally work out the style and the pattern. I think I will actually make a pattern out of paper. I don't know if I'll actually make a mock-up. I may not. It's a bit risky, of course, because like I've only got that much material and nothing else. But we'll might start with a bit of a paper pattern, paper design first, then a paper pattern, and then we'll see how we go. Alrighty, so made a pattern, did, as you saw, make a mock-up, though only half a mock-up. You know, why make a complete mock-up when you can just make, you know, half, one sleeve, half the back, and one part of the front. Alrighty, so I'm glad I did, because not that I want to say I miscalculated how the neck worked, but there was something weird going on with, yeah, how I measured the neck. So I added like this much across the back of the neck here, which was good because that was approximately the right amount. So we have the half of the back, one part of the front, and like a sleeve, but not the full length. So, and the back was not as long as the pattern I had. However, as you'll see, that's okay. So let me, if I just kind of hold that at the back of my neck, roughly, let me just sort of shuffle this in so it sits. Now, what have we got going on? Okay. I'm just going to sort of hold it down my spine to give me an idea. Okay, so a couple of things. Is one, this is designed to be too big because I do want to pinch this in at the back. So I'm just going to hold it, pinch it so it sort of sits. So the side seam will actually sit at the side. So even though the back I cut short, I mean, it is now the correct length with the banding. So obviously I can like lose a lot on the front. Now, it seems okay. I didn't in the end do like try to make any changes in here, but it seems fine. Let me just hold that there. Yeah, seems okay. I think maybe the angle of the sleeve could be changed, and that I think it'll be better in the softer fabric as well. But this seems fine basically. As you can see, I've done this dart at the wrong way around. It's the disadvantage with only having one sleeve. It's a bit hard to make that work. So anyway, so we're going to hold this here at the side, and then we've got this. So even though I attempted to take out this vertical hanging part, I don't know, that didn't work, did it? So what we're going to do, we're going to grab the pins. Hang on. Should have started with these. Grab the pins. Okay, we're gonna go like, no, yes, a bit more. I think that's okay. So let's just pin that in place across there, roughly. And we'll see how we go. It is awkward fitting on yourself, but there's nothing more accurate to your body. Okay, so we're going to hold that back like this. We'll have another look. So the idea is when this is done up, it's going to be buttoned across. So I think this is now not wide enough. Because this is sitting sort of further up the fabric, I think I need to add like about that much to the width at the bottom here, to be honest. Let me just bring that up a little bit further. So I think I will be keeping like this. The reason I did a paper pattern out of this is I love jackets like this. So there is a non-zero chance I will make this again at some point. So I figured it was worth the effort to actually turn this into a real pattern that I could use later. Okay, so let's anchor that again. There's something wrong with this, isn't it? Let me try and anchor it this way. Is it too high? Just pin the excess out of the way properly. Okay. Okay, I think what I've done, hang on. Let's do this properly, shall we? Let's do this for real. Oh, yeah, I see what's going on. Okay, I've just pinned it really, really terribly. Okay, let's unpin that. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, that's better. So now we actually have a flat pin. I suspect that will sit much better. Do you know what? I actually don't mind the vibe of the very short sleeve. That's not what we're doing for this jacket, but I could see like a very kind of 60s short office jacket vibe being created, like with a little 3/4 length sleeve, like less than 3/4 length sleeve. I think it would look awesome. However, that's not what we're making right now. So let's just check we've got our collar at the right spot, at the back of the neck again. Okay, fold it over, because it's very long, so we just want it to be folded. A different option would be to kind of add like a hood into this. Like just extend the collar, turn it into a hood. I'm just, maybe. Okay, oh, ow, stabbed. Okay, so that's better? Okay, that's better. All right. Now, how is this sitting? I think this is sitting okay. Though, interestingly, I feel the angle of this is wrong. So I think what I want this angle, like I like the volume, that's all fine, but this point is in the wrong spot, it feels like. It feels like it should be here, And then this should end up here. So it feels like this should be more of this sort of shape. So let's pin that there. And so, yeah, it feels like I'm missing, I guess about 7 centimeters. So I think I'll do that. I'll extend that by 7 centimeters and take it into where, hang on. So it would go into, if I hold that like that, would it come all the way from the top? I mean, I guess so. Yeah, probably. It doesn't make sense if it doesn't come from the center point at the back. Okay, so that would come up and sit higher. So that means when the jacket sits casually, we've got a lot of extra volume. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. All right, so let's bring this back around again. Okay, off the hip. Keep wanting to anchor. I keep sort of anchoring the back as well, so it sits better. And then with the imaginary, yeah, so that can sit here. If I really want, I can basically wrap it over. And because this is going to have an extra section, that would flop down. So I could possibly have something buttoned here at the top. And this feels like a finished line as well. Maybe even that's still slightly too wide, I think. I think that would actually have to come in a little bit more. Oh, that didn't work. Too many layers. Okay, sorry. Let's try that again. That absolutely didn't work. So it'd anchor there, say, if I was going to do that, which is not a guarantee, and then with an additional section of collar, it flops over. So basically you get like a collar with a collar with a collar with extra fabric. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm glad I did this, though, to be honest, this is all fine. This raglan sleeve effect here worked beautifully, and this is really the reason I was doing this, to check if this would work. And the answer is, yeah, that's fine, surprisingly. I thought that was going to be really weird and complicated, but no, that was all right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these changes onto the pattern pieces and I'll just cut out extra sections and stick them on. I'm not going to cut out a whole new pattern. And then we need to actually see if the pattern pieces, where they fit onto the fabric in its weird shapes and in a direction that should hang nicely. Will this work? Who knows? We might need to modify the pattern again in order to get it on. But let's see what happens. There's another change I need to make. I spent last night thinking about the style of the jacket, as you do, instead of falling asleep, as you do, and realized what I can do here, which is not in the original jacket, but I can absolutely add it in for mine, is to actually put a bust dart in. Because the original jacket is nominally a size 10, a bust dart isn't really probably required. However, I like darts. So what I thought I could do is, I want to retain sort of the boxiness, so I don't want a vertical dart. It would be, I mean, I could put one in from the top. So I could go, I think that would look odd. If I put a full vertical dart in from here, I think that would look strange. From the tip of the shoulder blade would also be odd. So, I mean, the natural spot is from basically here and then coming across to the apex, which is going to be, I guess, here. Excuse me. So if I do that, then what I need to do is to basically transfer, is that dark enough? I think so. Transfer those marks, which are not showing, oh, there they are. Transfer those marks onto the paper pattern, And then what I'll need to do is actually to do what's called a full bust adjustment. So let's do that together so you can see what happens. Okay, so we've got this. We have our pattern. Okay, so we'll just spread this, we'll put this out so it's nice and flat, so it matches. I don't need to be super precise with this, just roughly will do. Okay, and then, all right, here we go. That's the mark. Okay, and there's the apex. So let's draw a line. And we're going to add 1.5 centimeters on either side to create the dart. Oops. Something over here. Okay, so we've got the dart roughly. Let's just redraw that a bit more accurately. Okay. Now, what's going to happen though is we've got the dart here. This is going to take out 3 centimeters worth of length for this pattern plan. So what we need to do is to basically re-add 3 centimeters in along the rest of the hem here, either at the top or along the side. So you can kind of do both, but what we're actually going to do is very simply, this is not really the right way to do it, but for this pattern, I think this will be the best idea, and I think this will work best. We're just going to add an extra section in here. So we've got this much. So I'm just going to change the outer angle, basically, by 3 centimeters of the side seam. So let's get... Now, I don't actually have any sticky tape here, so we'll have to find some later. So we'll just do it this way for the moment. So I'm just going to pop this on here. We're just going to trace this line, and I will stick this down later. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Then we need to move this over, take this line over for another 3 centimeters. Which takes us to, I'm just going to continue the line to about there. Now, we need to basically take this and add it, so the same shape, and add it in. Now, both of these side panels have the same curve, so we're actually just going to use the other side panel, and we're just going to line it up. You can see this is, so it is actually, oh, I see, I haven't actually, okay, shuffle that down then, pretty close. So I'll anchor it here at the joining, at the original, see that? Yes. So here's the original bottom point. We're going to anchor that there, and then we're just going to rotate this until we hit that 3 centimeter mark. We're just going to hold it in place, and then just trace that shape down. Whoop, we missed a section and it's moving. So we've changed the pattern plan. So we're going to take this basically out further, scoop it back down, and then add this much to the plan. I hope that made sense. Did that make sense? That may have made sense. I would recommend, if you do have a larger bust and you do need to modify patterns to add room, that you Google the phrase large bust adjustment, or yeah, no, large bust adjustment, and you should find some helpful results, hopefully more helpful than what I've just done. But in essence, if you want to add a dart somewhere, the length you remove from the seam needs to be added back in elsewhere. So for me, in this pattern, I think the easiest way is to take it out of the bust, add it in at the side. Very pleased with the final result of this complete thrift switch. Thrift flip. I'm not sure if this is a thrift flip anymore. Anyway, it's great. It's really good. So as you can see from the little reveal video, there's two subtle variations in the ways to wear it with or without kind of the buttons. So two at the cuffs and two at the back to kind of create more like a bomber jacket vibe versus more a kimono vibe. There's no fastenings here, but there is, which I didn't show on the reveal, there is like a buttons here and on the inside to hold it shut. The pockets are a tiny bit small. Next time I'll actually do them bigger because yes, this is a pattern that I have drawn up, as you saw, but I've made adjustments, I've saved it, so I suspect I have a vision for another jacket in this style in my head right now, as you do. But yeah, raglan sleeve jacket adjusted from a previous pattern. Very happy. How did the actual sewing of this go? There was a lot of unpicking. That's fine, to be expected. I've got exactly this much fabric left. So next to nothing. I kept the pockets off the skirt and then never used them. So I'm like, nah, it's not the vibe anymore. So I've got a few strips of fabric left. I probably could have put a strip across the top here, but I'm okay with this nice, neat reverse fold that you get this little pop of color. This was very annoying. I had to unpick this seam and then put this little last tiny bit of bias of piping in to cover this, because it was like, oh no, I can't on the flip have sort of, unfinished, what's it called? Overlocked edges. Serged, overlocked, anyway. So we couldn't have that. So, but apart from that, yeah, it's really cool. It's exactly this level of formality of jacket that I can wear anywhere at any time. I can throw this on to go to the grocery shops. I can throw this on to go to work in the city. I can throw this on to wear to Melbourne. The color is great. It's like purple, but not purple. So I suspect I am going to get a great deal of wear from this, and I am really, really pleased, like just delighted. But that did take me longer than I was expecting. So at the moment we're every 3 weeks for videos on this channel rather than every 2 weeks. And to be honest, that might continue for a while. We'll see. Because the next project I want to make is a vest. A waistcoat? Yes, another one. I have a vision, I have the material, and I have a plan, and I know where I'm going to wear it. So we have a deadline. And my goodness me, the deadlines really help, don't they? But thank you very much for joining me here on YouTube. I appreciate it. You can follow me on Threads and Mastodon. I'm more hanging out on Threads at the moment. Link in the description somewhere or something, probably. You can get there via Instagram anyway. If you haven't, please do subscribe here on YouTube. It is very much appreciated. But yeah, I'm going to keep making more things for both me and my house, as you do. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.